Hi, I'm Phil Bicknell from CL, and we've been supporting GrassCheck, a collaboration with levy boards, with industry, with academia, on a collaborative project designed to help British farmers to improve the environmental impact of livestock production and, more importantly, as a key driver of profitability on farm. For 3 years, the GrassCheckGB network of 50 beef, sheep and dairy farms have been monitoring grass growth, grass quality and weather conditions. This has been used to produce weekly local and regional updates, as well as providing some timely grassland management tips. Now, all this data has been supporting the development of grass growth prediction models as well. And whilst these are still in development, these models will use weather forecasts to be able to provide a 7 to 14 day estimate of grass growth rates. And I know just how useful that information could be on farm. Now, we'd like to say a big thank you to everyone that has been involved in the project to date and has supported this important work for UK agriculture. Many thanks.
GrassCheckGB was launched to collect data and evidence around grassland management and production in Great Britain.
From Germinal's perspective, it's been a really interesting and worthwhile project, GrassCheckGB.
I got involved in the GrassCheck project by supplying plate meters used by the participants.
AHDB Beef and Lamb got involved with GrassCheckGB to tackle the lack of data and baseline information around grass production and utilisation on beef and sheep farms in Great Britain.
Well, Germinal believes that any project that is spreading the message about what this incredible crop of grass in GB is capable of producing is worth being involved with. We massively underutilise the crop as a general rule, and anything that looks to improve that has got to be a good thing.
When approached for sponsorship as a willing partner, as I believe that the data gathered from the project will be valuable to take partial utilising to the next level in the UK.
The findings of GrassCheckGB allows farmers to have an industry baseline to allow them to benchmark their own grassland production against.
We have trial plots in our research farm down in Melksham, which when you combine those with the weather station and the weather patterns has provided some really valuable information on grass growth.
The findings of the GrassCheck project will mean that farmers in the UK will have regional data on grass growth in relation to the farming systems they are running. This also will take into consideration the soil type and the climate.
The main aim has been to be involved with like-minded people to talk about the potential of grass, this fantastic crop behind me, to have a project that involves in that knowledge transfer and increasing that communication with farmers looking to reduce their unit costs from forage has got to be worthwhile.
This chaotic fencing carry on here is basically we've got 4 laneways in this 30-acre field, and we've got 2 mobs, and we run them up and then down, and having the fences in so we can control the allocation of grass gives us the option to get cattle out nice and early in the spring. So we have portable water, four laneways, and we just move the cattle up and down, and we go and measure every week with the GrassCheck and allocate how much grass we've got in the budget to give them.
Looking at measuring today, it's looking like the growth picked up a little bit. We might be a bit closer to 50, it's getting us closer to demand, but yeah, it's going to be a bit tricky for a while. We're going to have to start thinking about maybe weaning some ewes and lambs now. They're up to 12 weeks old. But I think what I've learned from when I worked in New Zealand for a while, you get into dry periods, you need to act fast and do some things that you wouldn't normally do to try and preserve some feed. So hopefully we can get ourselves through this. So we're just in another field here of first and second calvers in with the bull. It's a paddock we managed to take out of the grazing rotation this week to cut a bit of silage. They're just grazing the margins around the outside where we couldn't get to the fence to tidy it up. They've got a little bit more cover built up in front of them than the last group of grazed grass, more area, just because there's 14 bulling heifers that haven't been added to this group yet. Not sure if they should be added yet or not to come out of the shed. I'm going to make that decision once I've done my measure this week, see where growth is, and that's where AgriNet's really important at the moment. It's going to allow us to make some decisions that would be quite hard to make if you weren't measuring grass. So yeah, it's really going to come into itself this season being part of this project. Benefits from being in GrassCheckGB are we do weekly measuring, so we have access to see our grass curves and see what fields are performing and not. We have access to fortnightly grass samples, which is quite interesting to see why the lambs are performing or not performing with the protein levels and the energy levels in the grass and the seasonality of the time of year.
The nitrogen use for the past years down to 38 kilograms of N per hectare, while allowing us to grow 15 tonnes of dry matter per hectare. The stocking density has increased, so we're running just over 1500 kilograms of live weight per hectare, which in turn also has a positive impact on our profitability.
We plan to continue using the weather station information. That will help us to plan our fertiliser spreading management, and also we'll continue with confidence to pre-mow slightly higher covers without and knowing that it doesn't really impact that much on grass quality.
Being part of GrassCheckGB, I have learned the importance of grass measuring.
To relate to other farms up and down the UK.
It's the difference in volume and quality of grass in the individual cells.
It's really focused our minds on extending our grazing season.
To become more disciplined in measuring our grass and therefore managing it better.
To make better use of spring grazing and extend my autumn grazing.
To maintain good soil quality.
We've got really useful grass quality information.
We've thoroughly enjoyed being part of it and learned a lot from it.